40 years. The Florida Department of Transportation, reminding you that fans don't let fans drive drunk, drive sober, or get pulled over. Dreamfinders Homes, the official home builder of the Florida Gators. Florida Farm Bureau Insurance. Visit ffbic.com to find an agent near you. Jenny King, keep your building healthy with cleaning and disinfecting services from Jenny King. Call in the pros at Jenny King, the king of clean. People's Gas, delivering natural gas that helps you save energy and earn cash back. Learn more at peoplesgas.com. Hellman's Real Mayonnaise. Do dip with Hellman's and do no wrong. Meldon Law, official injury and accident law firm sponsor of the Florida Gators. We won't back down. Barbasol Shaving Cream, delivering a quality shave at an honest value for over 100 years. Tower Hill Insurance, providing peace of mind since 1972. UF Health. At UF Health, we believe human progress has no finish line. Visit humanprogress.ufhealth.org to learn more. And by Wells Fargo, official retail bank of the Florida Gators. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation of the Gators Sports Network.
Don't forget your mascot off the top of the dome. Yes, continue, Keith.
Yeah, so again, I think that too much, and I think throughout the other shows will do this also. I think maybe a little bit too much is being made about Florida State beating Alabama. And I'm going to double back to something you did, and I think you nailed it. This is not about Florida State winning. This is more about Alabama losing. And it's not, I don't mean Alabama like they just lost the game and Florida State didn't win. I mean that Alabama's output, they look like a different team. They didn't look like the team that you're expecting out of Alabama. They weren't, fighting through tackles. They weren't completing their tackles. They were allowing Florida State to put forth whatever they wanted.
Electronics World has moved to serve you even better. Hi, this is Tom Collette. At Electronics World, we will continue to give you big box prices with local personal service. In a new spot, 3499 Northwest 97th Boulevard in Gainesville. At EW, you'll find Sony, Yamaha, Marantz, Bowers & Wilkins, Martin Logan, and more. Also visit us online, electronicsworld.net. That's electronicsworld.net.
At the UPS Store, we get it. Being a small biz owner requires grit and hustle, but you don't have to do it alone. We've got your back. You put your heart and soul into your biz, we put ours into packing and shipping. While you're keeping track of your custom-made orders, our mailboxes are keeping your packages safe. Because we're here to help you be unstoppable with shredding, printing, notary, and more. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable. Come into your local store today.
Spurrier's Gridiron Grill is a special type of place for Gator fans and fans of great food, which is why we made every day special. Join us on Martini Tuesdays for half off our handcrafted martinis and wine Wednesdays, where you can enjoy a bottle of wine for 50% off. On Old Fashioned Thursdays, indulge in our selection of 8 classic old-fashioned cocktails. And of course, don't forget Sunday brunch. And now you can look special in some of our great merchandise. Available at the restaurant or online at Spurriers.com. Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, the hottest restaurant in Florida in the heart of Gator Nation.
And here we go.
Spurrier's Gridiron Grill is proud to present the Extra Point Postgame Show.
Shall we dance?
The Extra Point Postgame Show with the Dean of Sports Talk, Steve Russell.
Anything can happen. It's gonna get crazy.
The dust is now settled, and it's time to get your thoughts, feelings, and reactions.
We really gotta get started.
Give us a call at 392-TALK. That's 392-8255.
This thing feels big. It really feels good, and everybody in town's going to be on it.
Let's turn it over to your host, Steve Russell, right here on ESPN 98.1 FM, 850 AM, WRUF, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF radio app.
Hello and welcome to our first Extra Point postgame show of the new Gator football season. I'm Steve Russell. Jessica and Charlie are producing the broadcast tonight. As always, we will take questions and comments that you have about tonight's game as Florida wins handily, as they should have, over Long Island University. Of course, a little stiffer competition next week when South Florida comes here. If you want to call us, 392-8255. That is the phone number to call, and we will get your questions, calls, and comments. It's all brought to you by Spurrier's Gridiron Grill.
Hello, and
is this Fern? Hello.
Keep your job. Yeah. You have to just do it.
Hello. Okay, well, we start off with a bang, don't we? Thank you very much. Okay. All right, 392-8255 is maybe a harbinger of a season to come. Let's hope not. Interesting tonight. Everybody asked about, DJ Lagway and whatnot. I get it, who you're playing, but he and Tremel Jones combined to go 27 of 36 for 251. It's pretty good. And certainly when you look at DJ Lagway, was he spectacular? No. But the most important thing, he got work. And that, I think, will come in handy come next week. So that'll certainly be a good thing. And then, if my count is right, 15 different players tonight caught a pass. 15. Yeah. So that's pretty interesting. All right, let's go. Paul, hello.
How you doing, sir?
Good, Paul.
I just wanted to I think the most surprising thing to me tonight was how our backup quarterback, Tremel, looked. I mean, in a couple different spots, it looked like he threw a little bit nicer ball than even DJ. I don't know. I know there's not a quarterback controversy, but it bodes well for the future with how he looked good tonight.
I agree with you. I was a little surprised that he played the entire second half, given the score that, maybe we would have seen, another guy. But I think the coaching, this is my opinion, I think the coaching staff thinks, okay, if DJ Lagway does go down and he is going to be the backup quarterback, well, then he needs reps too, much like Lagway needed work. So I think that's why he played the entire second half. I thought he played great.
He did. Yes, sir. Thank you for your time.
Yes,
I appreciate
sir, Paul.
it.
Yep, thank you. Zach, welcome to the Extra Point.
Yeah, I might have the same question, but I read on Gator Insider today that Harrison Bailey and Aiden Warner were going to get a few reps. Was that since Tremel was playing so well, did they just decide to keep him in? I was at the game, and he looked great.
Yeah, I think that's why. Because, like I said, I was a little surprised that, maybe he played the third quarter and then have somebody else play the fourth quarter, or maybe, one series in the fourth quarter. But they obviously felt, that if he's going to be the backup, give him work, and he got it.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, he pressed the pocket like a senior quarterback. So
he was good.
Yeah, all right, thank you.
Yes, sir, Zach.
Go Gators.
Thank you. Is this Anil? Okay, all right. Anil, hello.
Yes, sir, this is Anil.
Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah, just wanted to talk about QB2's performance. I think, Lagway's got it coming. I think we should be running with two. What are your thoughts on this?
You mean play two quarterbacks all the time?
No. I think two is more well-poised and ready to serve some licks. But, I think Lagway, it's time for him to sit down and let Trennell take over. The same thing the first guy said. Number two should be a lock.
Okay. I'm glad he's not coaching the team. Scott, hello.
Hey, Steve, how are you?
Okay.
I just want to say thank you so much for continuing to do the Extra Point. There's nothing like talking to you after a game. So many years of doing it. But I wanted to ask you, what did you think about Vernell Brown tonight and all the skill players? You've got so much experience watching the skill positions. What did you think about how the ball was distributed in the playmakers?
Well, obviously, 15 people caught a pass tonight, so that tells you about the distribution. Watching Vernell, made me feel really old, Scott, because I watched his father. I watched his father. I watched his grandfather. And Vernell reminds me a lot of his father in terms of, the way he plays. And he's a little faster, I think, than his dad. But I think the fact that you put a young player like that, you trust him to catch punts and, in a game like that. So I think his future is really bright.
Wasn't he like one of the few Florida freshman wide receivers to start the first game? I thought I heard something like there's only been a few Florida wide receivers who started the first game.
You are correct.
So it looks like we've got something with him.
I mean, it's one game, but I mean, if the coaching staff obviously feels he's earned that, he's very twitchy. And he's a good punt returner. I think you're going to see him play a lot.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Steve.
Yes, sir, Scott. Thank you. Mike, welcome to the Extra Point.
Hey, I'm just calling because I honestly feel disappointed by how the game went tonight. Like Lagway was given like a second team lineup here. It was kind of lame to watch.
Explain second team lineup to me.
Well, I mean, it seems like who he was throwing to wasn't really on par with what you'd expect in the SEC.
Well, part of that is because you have a receiver that's hurt, who's going to get a lot of playing time, so that's part of it. But
excuses.
That's not an excuse; it's a fact.
Wah.
Okay, Mike. Bye. Wah. Bayou Gator. Hello.
Hey, how are you, Steve?
Okay.
How is your total understanding of Vernell Brown? Because I have not seen a first step like that in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, he's raved about him in camp. You can see why he was highly recruited. And what he did tonight, based on what I heard from camp, didn't surprise me much.
Yeah, I mean, the way in which he was just had such a good acumen for the special teams part of it as well. He knew when to catch the ball. He knew when the ball just needed to roll, and he was really a phenomenal player, and it was just really amazing to see his legacy and him coming to the first game of the season in the swamp and making a difference. And I think that was great. Hope you're well, Steve.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I think he probably maybe he and Trammell offensively made the biggest impression, perhaps. David, hello.
Hey, Steve. Good Gator victory. Not what I expected. A couple of things. I got a rule question. I just want to say a comment about DJ. We can't talk about these guys like they're college kids anymore when they're earning millions of dollars. And he's earning millions of dollars. He looked like a kid who missed the spring and missed most of the fall and needs a lot of work. And I'll leave it at that. It's relatively adequate. But I'll just leave it at that. I don't mean to be critical, but that's just the reality. But let me ask you this. We missed a couple of field goals from 40 yards, which tells me we were on the 23. We were on the 23 once at 24 the next time when we missed those shots. But when the ref spotted the ball for LIU, they spotted the ball each time at the 20. And I thought the rule said that it was a spot placement based on where you kicked the ball from and the placement on the field, which would have been the 23. Any idea what's up with that rule?
I don't know. I didn't notice where the ball was spotted, to be really honest with you, because I was doing a broadcast.
Yeah, I know.
That may be a college versus an NFL rule. But if somebody knows the answer, and I will also, Lagway was 15 of 18. He didn't throw. I think as long as the ball was 40.
Yeah.
So I mean, was he a wow factor tonight?
No.
But a lot of times when you miss time, you're not accurate.
Yeah.
And he was accurate.
Yep.
So
okay.
he was 15 of 18.
No, I get it, Steve. I really do. I really do. He's got work to do when the big boys are coming. But back to that rule, if you think about it, it just can't always go back to the 20 because if you.
I understand what you said. If somebody knows the issue, we'll find it out.
Don't know the answer. We'll dig it out. All right. Have a great one. Go Gators.
Thank you, David. Appreciate it. We'll take a break. Come back. More of the Extra Point postgame show here on WRUF, powered by ESPN.
At the UPS Store, we get it. Being a small biz owner requires grit and hustle, but you don't have to do it alone. We've got your back. You put your heart and soul into your biz, we put ours into packing and shipping. While you're keeping track of your custom-made orders, our mailboxes are keeping your packages safe. Because we're here to help you be unstoppable with shredding, printing, notary, and more. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable. Come into your local store today.
Hey Gator fans, the Florida Department of Corrections wants you on our winning team. You could earn a starting salary of $22 per hour plus up to a $6,000 hiring bonus at many locations statewide. As a correctional officer, you can start a stable career in a controlled, team-oriented environment. No experience is required, and training is provided. Kickstart your career today and make a positive impact on your community. Visit FLDOCjobs.com to apply today. That's FLDOCjobs.com.
Spurrier's Gridiron Grill is a special type of place for Gator fans and fans of great food, which is why we made every day special. Join us on Martini Tuesdays for half off our handcrafted martinis and wine Wednesdays, where you can enjoy a bottle of wine for 50% off. On Old Fashioned Thursdays, indulge in our selection of 8 classic old-fashioned cocktails. And of course, don't forget Sunday brunch. And now you can look special in some of our great merchandise. Available at the restaurant or online at Spurriers.com. Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, the hottest restaurant in Florida in the heart of Gator Nation.
The Extra Point postgame show with Steve Russell, courtesy of Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, continues on ESPN 98.1 FM, 850 AM, WRUF, the home of the Florida Gators.
Speaking of Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, great win for the Gators tonight. If you built up an appetite watching the game, then join your fellow Gator fans tomorrow for the best brunch in town at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Spurrier's Gridiron Grill serves a premium buffet with an omelet station, ginger sage chicken sausage, shredded short rib, and, of course, their famous chicken and waffles. Wash it all down with bottomless mimosas and Bloody Marys tomorrow and every Sunday from 11 to 3 at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill in Celebration Point. And, David, I wanted to make sure I was right in this before I answered. You are incorrect, sir, when you talk about the spotting of the football. Because when Smack missed the field goal, he missed it from the 22. The next drive started from the 22. It was not spotted at the 20. It was spotted at the 22. I am reading from the official book from the game. Chris, hello.
Hey, Steve, can you hear me?
Gotcha.
Hey, what's up with Billy's play calling? Are we ever going to get out of this stalemate of constant RPOs and running the football? Are we gonna air the ball out? What are we doing here?
Why was it necessary to air the ball out?
Lagway hasn't gotten much time because he's been in the boot. He kind of needed to get some reps.
He got reps. He got reps.
He threw the ball 18 times.
Right.
We had a stretch. We had a 5-play stretch where we had 4 screens. That is Billy ball to a T right there.
Well, if Billy doesn't win, then you have a gripe.
We played ITT Tech. Billy,
I just said to you, if he doesn't win, then you have a gripe. Frankly, I don't care how a coach wins, as long as he wins or she wins.
Defense looked good. Defense, DBU may be coming back.
Well, again, you're playing. I'll use what you just said, though, Chris. They're playing LIU, but you're right. They played well.
They played well.
High school teams pass better than LIU does.
That is true story. I have a buddy named Fern. He's big on Billy. He loves Billy. Big Billy guy.
Okay.
What do you feel about Billy? After tonight, we're on a 5-game win streak?
Like I just said, bottom line's winning.
So you're happy with Billy right now? Does that play calling beat USF next weekend?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes. All right. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Jonah, hello.
How you doing, man?
Good.
Just wanted to call in and say go Gators.
Okay.
Hey, we're going to put the negative fans aside, and we're going to say we're going to trust the process, we're going to trust our team, and we're going to trust our coach, and we're going to trust this fan base. You got to put them aside. It's a long season for us. You can't just trust DJ Lagway. You got to trust the whole team. It's nothing but Lagway, but it's a whole team. I promise you, everything's going to be okay, man. I appreciate you for accepting my call.
All right, Jonah, thank you. Greg, welcome to the Extra Point.
Hey, Steve, echo a previous caller. Appreciate what you do, coming back and then doing the Extra Point, man. Truly blessed to have you. I don't know how many fan bases can do what you do, and we love you, man. I was really pleased with Ball running the ball. I predicted on your show Friday. I mean, not a big-time prediction. Wasn't like we were playing Texas, but over 100 yards rushing. Like you pointed out, 15 receivers caught a pass. So, the play calling, I can get it in the beginning, but there were 2 times, Steve, and I'll be specific. There were 3rd and 7 and a 3rd and long. Once with DJ and then once with Trammell Jones Jr., and I love that kid. DJ Jr., that kid's going to be special, I hope, knock on wood. But it's 3rd and 8, and DJ slings it out, and they, like that guy was saying, and does a flat play, like out in the flats, where it used to be an old Spurrier play. You got 2 or 3 receivers out there stacked, and then they're supposed to go block the corners and pick up the safety. And it was nothing. DJ, threw it out there nicely, but the guy just got thrown down. We had to punt, I think. I'm not sure. Maybe we kicked a field goal. And then did the same exact play on 3rd and long, but to the right side of the field, and it didn't work for Trammell Jones either. So those were the only 2 calls that really bothered me. But love your show, Steve. Thanks for doing it, and go Gators.
Greg, thank you. I will tell you what DJ Lagway said after the game. I felt like I definitely wasn't what I expected out there. I feel like I definitely could play better. Just as a group, I feel like it was very sloppy. I feel like we weren't playing our brand of football. But he also said defensively they played their butt off. Now, what does that mean? Our brand of football. My next question would have been, if I could have, define that. What does our brand of football mean? And I'm just going to say this. We do this show because I want fan reaction, whether it's good, bad, wrong, right. But I think we can look at an NFL game and say, out of 60 plays, there were 5 plays that didn't work, or that's going to happen, right? I'm to the point now where maybe I'm just getting older or something. It's winning and losing now. Let's see what happens next week. Brian, hello.
Hey, Steve, I want to echo what everybody's been saying, man. I drive home 3 hours, and it would not be the same without hearing you and just your analysis every game. So thank you so much for what you do.
Thank you, Brian.
And, you brought up something. It's a game they should have won, so there's a check. But also, 0 penalties.
Right.
And 0 turnovers.
Yep.
I don't care who you're playing. When was the last time, Steve, we had a game with 0 penalties and 0 turnovers?
I actually
and how
asked
does that. Speak to the discipline.
It's funny you said that. I actually asked that, and I couldn't get an answer because of the oddity of that. I don't ever remember that. Great point.
One more question.
Sure.
We could not remember Vernell Brown's grandfather's jersey number. Do you happen to remember that?
His jersey number. I watched him play too.
So did we. Every one of us watched him play. We couldn't remember his number.
Was it 16?
That's maybe. I don't know. I couldn't figure it. We couldn't remember it. But thanks, man. I appreciate everything you do.
Thank you, Brian. If somebody knows that, let me know. Christopher, hello.
Hey, Steve, just want to say a big thank you for taking my call.
Mm-hmm.
Two questions here. I've heard everybody, in the background talking about the no penalties. That's absolutely fantastic. Defense looked very, very well tuned. I know it was just LIU, but still, be able to pursue the ball, cause 2 turnovers, that's the kind of things that we need to, start the program in the right direction again. Second thing, the play calling with the bubble screen. Billy, we love you. We love you. We're accepting you, and we're about everything you want. But just please get rid of the bubble screen. I feel like he's just going the bubble screen every 2 to 3 plays. He calls it. It doesn't really work out. I feel like we need to open up the middle a little bit. Them 6 to 8 yard slants. That way it can open up the bubble screen once in a while. What do you think, Steve?
Well, let me throw this out to you. Why do I want to show anything in this game? Why do I want to put anything on tape that I'm going to have USF take a look at?
You got a point there.
I'm going to be as vanilla as I can be, because I'm going to tell you what, USF in beating Boise got the coaching staff's attention. I can tell you that for a fact.
That's a big deal.
So, again, why show anything? You know, I'm sure. Now, if this offense is run again next week, we can have a conversation. But I think they just went pretty vanilla tonight for a reason.
Heard that. Well, again, Steve, I appreciate you taking my call. Hey, and one more last thing. I took my girlfriend to her first Gator game. She is a former Florida State fan, new Gator fan. So just give that a big shout-out. Brittany and Alyssa.
All right.
Love it.
All right, Christopher, thank you. There you go. If you can't beat them, join them, right? Yeah. Dave, hi.
Hello, Steve. Greetings from California, man.
All right.
Hey, I just want to say welcome back. You know, I've been listening to you since you've been back, and it's the first time I've called in. But and I love that, you know, I'm an educator, and you are an educator, and I know you're proud of the people that you have guided and mentored, and as am I, a musician with some great musicians that just play circles around me now, and I love that. But yeah, thank God. I called in because I was waiting, and thank you for putting up with these fans that they just have to complain. I mean, we're playing a team that's getting $500,000 to show up and get pummeled. Thank God there were a lot of zeros, you know, like you said, 0 turnovers, 0 penalties, and as I believe, 0 injuries tonight, right? Nobody got hurt.
I don't think so. Yeah, I think so. Right.
Yeah, I think that's the most important one, because that's the last thing you want is somebody getting hurt against really a preseason game. We need everyone for when we start playing the SEC gauntlet of a schedule that we have. But you got to go vanilla against a team like that, because first of all, you just want to be able to line up and be able to go toe to toe and execute with the easiest things possible, just to get to get Lagway comfortable, get him reps. I don't care if he does 5-10 screens in a row. I don't care. Repetition leads to consistency. So
all right,
do what you got to do.
All right. Yeah, thank you, Dave.
Thanks for being back.
Yes, sir. Appreciate your call, Dave. Thank you. I'm going to tell you something Billy Napier said tonight also. He said it was DJ's first action for a while, and he said Long Island showed up with a new scheme, gave us a lot of variables early we didn't see on tape, caused some issues for us. I think you kind of see once we figured it out, we settled in. Those guys get paid to coach too, right? So, again, take a win. We'll take a break. We'll come back. More calls if you have them as you listen to the Extra Point postgame show on WARF, powered by ESPN.
Right now at International Diamond Center, you buy the ring, we'll buy the honeymoon. It's IDC's Summer of Romance, with romantic getaways for everyone. 3 days in a fabulous city, 4 nights on a luxury cruise, or 5 days at an all-inclusive tropical resort. It's happening now through the end of August on practically every purchase. For example, spend $3,500 at IDC now, get a fabulous piece of jewelry, and we'll give you a 3-day getaway to one of over a dozen romantic cities. Spend $5,000 at IDC and we'll give you a 3 to 4 night cruise for 2, including port fees and taxes. And listen, if you spend $10,000 on anything, you'll get 5 nights at a luxury Rio all-inclusive resort. Don't miss this amazing offer exclusively at IDC. Get something beautiful to celebrate your love and get a free getaway on us. Now through August 31st at International Diamond Center at Celebration Point. Details and restrictions at shopidc.com.
Sean Kelly, voice of the Gators, here with my friends at Bud Light. It's time to crank up my Bud Light game prep for the Gators season opener. For the first time ever, Florida will play LIU and will play a member of the Northeast Conference for the first time since 1950. And for the first time since 2021, the Gators are ranked in the AP preseason top 25. You've got to do your game prep too. Be on the lookout for this year's Bud Light Fan Can and stock up for all your game day needs. Happy new season. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Bud Light Beer. Enjoy responsibly.
Hey, Gator fans! The Florida Department of Corrections wants you on our winning team. You could earn a starting salary of $22 per hour, plus up to a $6,000 hiring bonus at many locations statewide. As a correctional officer, you can start a stable career in a controlled, team-oriented environment. No experience is required, and training is provided. Kickstart your career today and make a positive impact on your community. Visit FLDOCjobs.com to apply today. That's FLDOCjobs.com.
The Extra Point postgame show with Steve Russell, courtesy of Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, continues on ESPN 98.1 FM, 850 AM, WRUF, the home of the Florida Gators.
Welcome back to the Extra Point postgame show. Quickly, some scores. If you missed it, LSU came back and beat Clemson 17-10. They shut Clemson out in the second half. So it's a big win for LSU. SMU is beating East Texas A&M. I never heard of that school, 28-3. But a big win for LSU. All right, Extra Point postgame show, 392-8255. We also have some questions. Ian on YouTube says you can learn nothing from this game. This game was just a scrimmage. I don't agree with that, Ian, but I get the point. But you can learn a few things about your team and, who does what. Roger says, great show, glad you're back. Do you think Lagway's healthy? He looks stiff in the lower body as me at 58. He says he is. Is he 100%? I would say probably not. Andy says, glad to have you back. Solid game. A few freshmen look like they're going to be solid players. Feel it's safe, too. We didn't show much of the playbook. I agree with that. Andrew, welcome to the show.
Hey, good to hear your voice, Steve.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you a question. Billy did not specifically post or let a lot of the guys know where they stood in terms of a depth chart.
Correct. He didn't release one. Doesn't mean his players didn't know, but yes.
Okay. Well, some maybe didn't. But anyway, what I wanted to do is get your take on one of the benefits of playing this game tonight for us was that the depth chart, as far as the second team goes, was pretty much clarified. Through some aggressive play and like you said, maybe a little bit. We got a little bit more familiar with some of those guys who and what they can do.
Well, I don't think you'll be seeing, if this is a competitive game, you won't be seeing nearly the amount of players play that you saw tonight. But it's good that those kids get a chance to play, right? And again, if you still have injuries at the receiver position, well, then, Sturdivant caught a touchdown pass, but otherwise, had a pretty pedestrian night. But again, when you have 15 guys catch a pass, those players weren't in the game long enough to put up big numbers. So, we'll see.
Well, hopefully next week we're the ones that turn out to be the Bulls in that game. Thank you, Steve.
All right. Thank you, Andrew. Nick, welcome to the Extra Point.
Hey, Steve. How are you?
Good, sir.
I wanted to call. You had mentioned about Vernell Brown III's grandfather, what number he was at UF. He was number 4.
Was he 4?
Think his
okay.
Dad, yeah, he played DB. And I think his dad was number 16.
Okay, I knew a 16. I knew a 16 was in there. Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, so glad to have you back. And, I heard a guy earlier about like a 3-hour drive home, and I have about that from home games too. So going to be great to listen to you, and hopefully we'll hammer South Florida and then get ready for what looks to be like one hell of an LSU team. So.
Yeah, that should be a heck of a game. All right, Nick, appreciate your call, sir. Be home
You
safe.
bet.
Thank you. John, welcome to the Extra Point.
Hey, thanks for taking my call, Steve. Good to see you back again.
Mm-hmm.
I was impressed with Vernell Brown. I liked him. I thought he'd be a good player, I tell you. I like the defense. I thought the offense could clean it up a little bit. Does Napier have a offensive coach yet, or is he doing his own offensive play calling?
He calls his own plays. I mean, he has help in the box, but he calls the plays.
Okay, I hope he cleans it up a little bit, because this is like playing Tampa Chamberlain or Jacksonville Reigns or Tallahassee Leon. This is like a high school team we played tonight. I mean, it's going to get a lot rougher than them. I tell you, I hope the offense cleans it up. I hope they get it cleaned up a little bit. Other than that, I like it pretty good. Other than that, offense, it's a little bit rough, a little bit here and there.
All right.
Thanks for taking my call, Steve.
All right. Thank you, John. Sean on YouTube says the 0 penalties and 0 turnovers the most telling thing. Good sign, clean game, able to get in some work for the ones and knock off the rust. Ryan, hello.
Hey, Steve. How are you doing?
Well, sir.
Hey, my question for tonight is, what's your thoughts on how the offensive line played tonight, and specifically the right tackle position with Caden Jones there?
I was going to leave that till later, but since you brought it up, Ryan, if I had to, I wouldn't say negative, but I don't think that group played particularly well. They played okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially against the competition level.
Yeah, I agree, especially since they threw a bunch of different fronts at us at the beginning, stuff that we hadn't seen on film, and Billy talked about in his press game conference.
He did. Yep.
But I just think that right tackle spot is going to be our weak spot the rest of the year for sure.
Yeah, I mean, once again, I give credit to and he did too, to the opposition, because if you do see something that you haven't seen, it does take you maybe a little while to get your, who you block, what your keys are in blocking all that. But I thought the play it got better, I think, as the game wore on, but I think early it was spotty.
Yeah, and DJ also talked about too with the backs, because backs are in protection a lot, and I think that was part of the issue as well, not just on Caden Jones.
Yep, I agree.
Appreciate you taking my call.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Ryan. Wayne, welcome to the Extra Point.
Hey, Steve, this is Wayne. I think people are kind of discounting how good LIU fought tonight. I've got a dental practice, and I know what it's like to fight against people, and you don't always win. You don't always come out on top. But I think they fought hard, and I don't know. What do you think? What can you do for me on that?
Well, I mean, look, for them, this was a lot of those kids will never play in a stadium like this, in front of a crowd like this. So, from that standpoint, that's a career highlight. And so, sure, I mean, they tried. Now, they don't throw the ball well, and I don't know if they just felt they couldn't throw it against Florida or what. I mean, their offense was really pedestrian, but,
I hear you.
But they tried, and, look, that's what I don't think anybody expected this to be a 30-20 game, but I was a little surprised at just how pedestrian their offense was.
I hear you. Thanks, Steve.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Z, how are you?
Hey, Steve. How's it going today for you?
Really good.
All right. Couple of things. First off, I don't remember watching or listening to a football game with the Florida Gators where they've had 0 penalties in my life. So, I mean, that was amazing. I don't care if it was against Trinity Catholic or Buchholz. I can't imagine a Florida Gator team not having a penalty. So I've gotten used to about 5 to 10 and expecting that. So kudos to the Gators on that.
Yep.
Next thing, I was listening to it on the radio, so I can't really know, and I wanted to hear what you had to say about this and the previous caller mentioned about the offensive line play, especially early on. I was wondering, how is LIU defense getting any pressure on Lagway? And a couple of times from the play calling on the radio, it sounded like they were getting a little bit of pressure on him where he had to try and escape or make some quick throws.
Oh, he did. He was sacked once, and there was pressure put on him. Billy, in his postgame, talked about, he said, I'm quoting here, there's some things we need to clean up, a little more crisp, a little more detail. Hats off to Ron Cooper in Long Island. A lot of positive, but he said that a little slow of a start on offense. Once we kind of identified their defense and settled in, a lot of good stuff. Apparently, they did some things that Florida did not see on tape, and it took them a little while to adjust. And I'm not privy to what they were, but I can perhaps this. If they went in and they thought, well, there's a certain blocking scheme, and they did something different, and you're telling your lineman to block this way, it may take you a series or two to sort of figure that out. So he did mention that they did throw some different things that they hadn't seen.
What was your overall opinion on how the offensive line played together?
Okay. I mean, obviously they ran the ball well, but with the protection, I think that's where they had the most problems, was in the protection.
Yeah.
Because Lagway was pressured on a few of those, and I didn't think they'd get near him tonight. So, again, give them credit for whatever scheme they came up with that, gave Florida issues early.
I know, because with USF coming up, and USF looked impressive in their game.
They did.
So,
I watched that, and, if you looked at the number of plays that were run, I mean, Boise ran a ton more plays than USF did. Boise looked very pedestrian to me, and USF was able to make some big plays. Big plays, and that's a big part of your success, but that really helped them in beating Boise. And I think, maybe Boise wore down, because of heat. I don't know, but it was a good win for them.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. I think that'll give us a little bit more of a barometer of how our season is going to go, because this was a great win. And, thank God we got a game with 0 penalties. And check that off my bingo card now.
All right. Appreciate you, Z. Thank you for your call.
Have a good one.
You got it. David, hello.
Hey, Steve. How you doing?
Okay.
Good. Thanks for taking my call. Listen, any fans that are criticizing the play calling they are off their rockers. They scored 55 points playing their starting quarterback for one half. How many do you want to score? 80?
I think what happens sometimes,
it's completely nonsensical.
Here's where I think some people are coming from. I don't think they're looking at this game. I think they're saying, okay, is this play calling good enough to beat LSU? Is this play calling good enough to beat Texas? I think that's what some people are looking at. I hear you.
Play calling was not for Texas or LSU. This play calling was for LIU.
I understand. That was my point. That's
and
exactly.
I'm thinking, if you throw the bubble screen and it gets blown up, then you probably come back to it after you've talked to the wide receivers and say, hey, buddy, you missed your block. Let's try it again.
Well, and the point I made earlier, why do you want to show much here?
Exactly.
I mean, you don't.
I completely agree with you.
Okay.
I mean, it was very vanilla. For all I know, they only called like 20 different plays in the entire game, just with different formations.
Yeah, but that's all they had to do.
The other thing, Steve, I don't think you've mentioned is I think we only had one punt.
I believe that's right. Yes.
So add that to your list of superlatives for the game.
Yeah, 0 penalties and like 15 guys catching a pass, and pretty good.
So I'll sign off with this. I really, really, really hope Tennessee plays UCLA in a bowl game this year.
Yeah, that'll be interesting, won't it?
Yeah, it will. It will.
All right. Appreciate your call, David. Thank you. We'll take Joey and then David. Joey, hello.
Hey, Steve. That guy was fired up there. I didn't know. I've been listening to most of the show, I guess, but I didn't hear so many people criticizing the play calling per se. But, I thought tonight was exactly what we needed to see, what you expect to see. But I had one question for you. And I'll give one of my thoughts here. Was there anybody that sort of stood out for you that you would say didn't get necessarily a lot of attention during the off season? And one person I thought played really well the defensive tackle, the new nose tackle, it seems like now that Watson's gone, Borrow, or I don't know how to say his last name. Yeah. I was he had multiple plays during that first quarter. A couple of those plays where you kind of look and go, who the hell is that guy? You know?
Yeah.
And he really, I think he is very impressive in the middle, and he's going to do a good job anchoring. But was there anybody else you saw that you kind of had that like, whoa, who is that guy kind of moment there? And I'll take the answer off air here, but go
All right.
Gators.
Thank you, Joey. Well, actually, Tramel Jones, because we don't get to see a lot of practice, and once again, understand it's not LSU, but look, if I told you he's 12 of 18 for 131 and 2 touchdowns, I take that as a young player. So I would say he impressed me tonight. And of course, Vernell Brown did too. All right, Dave will be our final caller. David, hi.
Hey, Steve. Glad you're back.
Thank you.
No, I feel like Tramel Jones would have done a better job at Texas last year versus Aiden Warner. I mean, I know we're playing air tonight, but he just looked different. But question for you: maybe I missed earlier? Was Caleb Banks hurt? I saw him on the sideline with his 88 shirt on with no outfit. Wasn't in his football uniform.
He was hurt. Yes.
He is? Yeah. Okay. And then Miles Graham played the whole freaking game. We need him.
Yeah, he played a lot of snaps.
That linebacker?
He played a lot of snaps. I don't know how many he did play, but he was in there. He was in there when most of the other reserves were in there. Now, maybe that was because of injury. I don't know, but he did play a lot.
I've been reading where he's quarterbacking basically the defense, so he's getting all the play calls. So I don't know. I just wondered if there's got to be somebody behind him, but I didn't see. He played the whole game.
Yeah,
anyway,
and remember, he played a little.
He's also young,
and he's young. So reps are still good for him.
All the reps are better. If that's all we got, I think he's going to be a really good player for us.
All right.
Anyway, yeah, man. Hey, good first week. You're on a roll. You won 5 in a row, my friend.
All right, David.
Keep it up.
Thank you for your call. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Extra Point postgame show on WRUF, powered by ESPN.
Riding season is here, and Polaris of Gainesville is kicking it into high gear with our Kawasaki back-to-school sale right now. Score a $250 accessories credit with the purchase of any new on-road Kawasaki motorcycle, like a 2024 Kawasaki Ninja 650. We've got huge savings on 2024 and 2025 on-road and off-road models. And these machines need to move to make room for our incoming 2026 lineup. At Polaris of Gainesville, we're not just selling Kawasaki. We're a full Kawasaki service center, keeping your machine running strong all season long. Thinking about an upgrade? Stop in so you can ride out on the Kawasaki you've been dreaming about. Head down to Polaris of Gainesville. Family owned, locally operated, and doing business the old-fashioned way. The handshake and a commitment to service. Don't wait. Find us on Highway 441 between Gainesville and Alachua, or shop online at polarisofgainesville.com. Come see us today at Polaris of Gainesville, your Kawasaki headquarters.
When the unexpected happens, you need a legal team that's ready to fight for you, just like the Florida Gators. At Meldon Law, we're proud to partner with the Florida Gators to deliver winning results for those who have been injured at no fault of their own. With a strong record of success and a team that won't back down, Meldon Law is your trusted partner in tough times. Call Meldon Law at 352-373-8000 or visit us at meldonlaw.com.
The Extra Point postgame show with Steve Russell, courtesy of Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, continues on ESPN 98.1 FM, 850 AM, WRUF, the home of the Florida Gators.
And of course, with this great Gator win, built up an appetite watching the game and join your fellow Gator fans tomorrow. The best brunch in town is Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, serving a premium buffet with an omelet station, ginger sage chicken sausage, shredded short rib, and of course their famous chicken and waffles. Wash it all down with bottomless mimosas and Bloody Marys tomorrow every Sunday from 11 to 3 at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill in Celebration Point. We'll take our final break and wrap up the Extra Point. Stay with us as you listen to the Extra Point postgame show on WRUF, powered by ESPN.
A typical day in Ocala.
until the word got out. It's a crime to pay more than a dime. One dime down.
Just go to RC Hill. RC Hill Mitsubishi, where every vehicle is just a dime. Right, RC?
Yes, sir. 400 vehicles, one dime down. New Mitsubishi's just 15 grand. Even new Outlander SUVs, plus acres of pre-owned. They're all just one dime down.
And get 0% financing for 60 months.
Need credit? Just ask for credit amnesty. If you bring home $400 a week, you could get up to $30,000 in credit.
30 grand with only one dime down.
At RC Hill Mitsubishi in Ocala.
Where it's a crime to pay more than a dime.
400 vehicles, one dime down.
RCHillMitsubishiOcala.com.
RCHillMitsubishiOcala.com.
New 25 Outlander ES 32.2 dime down, $535 a month, 72 months at 6% APR, plus tax tag title to qualified buyers.
Spurrier's Gridiron Grill is a special type of place for Gator fans and fans of great food, which is why we made every day special. Join us on Martini Tuesdays for half off our handcrafted martinis and wine Wednesdays, where you can enjoy a bottle of wine for 50% off. On Old Fashioned Thursdays, indulge in our selection of 8 classic old-fashioned cocktails. And of course, don't forget Sunday brunch. And now you can look special in some of our great merchandise, available at the restaurant or online at Spurriers.com. Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, the hottest restaurant in Florida in the heart of Gator Nation.
The Extra Point postgame show with Steve Russell, courtesy of Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, continues on ESPN 98.1 FM, 850 AM, WRUF, the home of the Florida Gators.
We wrap up the Extra Point. Duval Gator on YouTube. No turnovers, another positive. However, O-line's got to be better. Can't let a team have so many tackles for loss. Overall happy. Never seen a Gator team with no penalties in my life. Excellent discipline. Andy said, I thought FSU could possibly hang around, but didn't see him beating down Bama. Neo on YouTube says the offense was rusty in the first half. A grade for me, though, for the entire game. All right. That's going to do it for our Extra Point postgame show for Game 1. It is in the books, and USF will loom next. Thanks to Jessica and Charlie for producing our broadcast. As always, we thank you for tuning in on a night when the Gators commit 0 penalties and get a big opening night win. We'll see you on Sports Scene. We will have a show on Monday, on Labor Day, so we will see you at noon on Monday and start talking USF and get your thoughts about the entire weekend of college football. I'm Steve Russell. You've been listening to the Extra Point postgame show. Have a great rest of your weekend and a safe Labor Day. So long, everybody.
This is Scott Strickland. We hope you enjoyed the preceding Gators sporting event. We now return to regularly scheduled programming right here on ESPN 98.1 FM, 850 AM, WRUF, the home